Hello guys, it's Chummas Entertainment recording a weekly Blaze. Why do you always interrupt my intros, Cat? Anyway, so yeah. Starting today at like Sunday at only like 11:40, so pretty early in the week. But I wanted to start early this week to kind of get my prediction out there. This is probably going to be a longer weekly Blaze. Because it is a Beyblade news week. We have the Spriggan news coming up this week. Very excited about that. So kind of just wanting my Spriggan prediction here on record now. That it's Sunday, October 9th at 11:40 p.m. So then later in the video, I can, maybe adjust my predictions or whatever if I need to. Like if some news comes out and I'm wrong on something, I'd be like, okay, maybe it'll be like this instead. Anyway. So anyway. My prediction for this new Spriggan set. So it's apparently going to be a Valkyrie recolor, a new Spriggan, and then 2 gears. Okay, so first up, just the idea itself of a Versus set. I think it'll just be that, no launchers or anything. I don't think anyone's predicted any launchers or even like a stadium set. It should just be the double pack. I don't think there's anything else. Just get that out of the way now. So, first thing I want to talk about though is Spriggan. This is the most interesting one. But I already talked about Spriggan last week. I'm just going to hold on to that prediction. So basically, I think that the Spriggan core, Spriggan 2 core, I guess, that's so weird to say, the Spriggan 2 core. I don't know what it is. Something about, like, a second Spriggan in this generation. Like, I know it happened in God, but, like, it's been, like, 5 years since we've gotten 2 Spriggans in one generation, man. So, I think it's just going to be an LR core, better teeth than the Spriggan 1 core. Aside from that, I think it's just going to be 2 sets of BU locks. That's it, nothing else. That's my prediction for it. The new blade, I think will have rubber. I also think that there might be a little bit of metal. I think if there's metal, it's just going to be to have it for the sake of it. Because the blade looks like it might be thick. I think. Hard to say. Just based on the kind of the shape of it, I think it is. Because of that, I think it's going to be a pretty heavy blade. So, if there is no metal, I could maybe see them not doing metal. But if there's no metal, it's going to be over 15 grams. I think this blade is going to be over 15 grams anyway, though. But that's just my prediction. So I think that there will be rubber for sure. Metal probably, unless if it's like just a super heavy plastic blade. And if there's no metal, it has to be over 15 grams, I'm pretty sure. Also, I think this will be an LR blade, but not flippable. I think it will just be a base, like, you could use any core on it. It's just unrestricted core usage. So, you change the Spriggan mode, and you just set it back on there. No differences. Hell, maybe they'll even do something where it's like the Spriggan core doesn't have to switch, and it's just an unrestricted core or something, if they could do that. I don't know if they will. I don't think they will. Probably just like Spriggan 1 and Achilles and stuff, how they change modes, but still. Would be cool if they did that. I don't think they will. Really wish they would, but I don't think so. But I do think that this blade is not going to be a flippable blade. I think it's just going to be the kind of main side. Like the one side. There's not going to be a second side to it. But you could use it either way. Left or right. Kind of like how Super and King are. So, yeah. This one might be a little bit of a weird prediction. But I think this one seems like it could actually happen. Next up, the armor. I'm guessing 00. That might be a very strange prediction, but that's just what I'm going to go with. Also, for the disc, I guess I could just say a new armor and leave it at that. I don't have to predict a name, but that's just my guess of the name. But yeah, I think it'll be a new armor. I think this armor will be around the 14 gram mark. I think it's going to be a pretty heavy armor. Next up, the disc. BU disc, of course. I think it'll have gold plastic. I really want it to have black plastic. I don't think it'll have black plastic. I think it's going to be gold plastic, as much as I hate to say it. I also think it's going to be kind of like a World Spriggan type of look, where it's going to be a lot of gold. Not a lot, but some gold, some like silver, maybe a little bit of black, of course, some red. I don't think it's going to be as good as Astral with like the more minimal gold. Would like it the plastic is black, but I think it's gold. I think it's going to kind of have a similar-ish look to the wall frame, but I think the outer part of the plastic will actually be a free spinning part. Because we have not had a BU disc that has a specialty sort of gimmick to it. I think that's what they're going to be doing there. And then the driver I think is going to be brand new as well. I think it's going to be based on Unite. I think it'll be a kind of a wider Unite, so more rubber. But then the plastic in the center, maybe also a little bit wider, but also metal instead of plastic. That is my guess for it. So, yeah, there you go. That's my Spriggan guess. Next up, my guess for the Valkyrie. So we're getting an Ultimate Valkyrie recolor. I don't think this is going to just be a recolor. Now, I don't think it's going to be an evolution or anything crazy like that. But I think it might be, like, the blue on this Valkyrie will just be kind of, instead of just blue, it'll be like a slightly darker blue than normal. So not too different. Kind of almost like a, evolution upgrade of a Valkyrie, but also technically not. You could argue it is, though, because the color will be similar enough. And Valkyrie, our Ultimate Valkyrie did have a lighter blue to it, so maybe they'll go a little bit darker. And I think for the Valkyrie 2 core, they'll add a set of BU locks. For the Ultimate Blade, I think they're going to make the rubber a bit softer. Maybe change it to a yellow rubber or something. I don't think they will. I think it'll just be red, but they always could. And then for the driver, I think, again, it'll be a little bit different blue, but instead of variable dash, I think they'll give us evolution dash. And then for 9 and Legacy, I think they'll both be painted blue. So kind of almost be like a Dragoon MSUV situation, I think, is what they're going to go for here. Where it's a little bit of different color in different parts, kind of. I mean, they upgrade the core, the blade's a bit better, because of the rubber. Give us kind of a better driver here, and they also, add the painted metal, just because why not? This is my guess anyway. Will I be right? Probably not, but I really hope I am. That'd be really cool. Lastly, the gears. There's 2 gears in here. I think 1 gear is going to be reused, 1 new. I think there's going to be a recolored S gear. I think there's going to be a golden S gear in here. Just because, if we're getting gears here, they gotta go with something for Spriggan, I guess. I think it'll just be a recolored S gear. I wish they could do like an S2 gear or something, but I don't think they will, honestly. And then there is, of course, the V2 gear. Maybe they'll just call it V gear dash. I don't know. I'm just going to say V2 gear, because it sounds better in my opinion. So what will the V2 gear be? So the S gear recolor is just there. It's not really anything you need. It just exists. I think they're going to make a V2 gear, and I think what it's going to be, it'll be a kind of a similar thing to the V gear. Maybe a more kind of jagged, right spin oriented shape to it, though. But also, I think the metal will be blue on this thing instead of just gray or silver, whatever you want to call it. I think they'll paint it blue to also match like the 9 and Legacy that I have in mind, also being painted blue. But I think kind of the inner part that would go right, towards the center, I think is just going to be red rubber. So it'll be rubber in kind of the middle of the gear, and then the outside of the gear is just kind of metal with a bit of a different shape than normal V gear. And that's it. That's everything. I think that will be the final gear. I think we'll also get the gear recolored, because it's technically a Spriggan set. The Spriggan will be entirely new, and I think this is kind of a pseudo-evolution upgrade type thing for Valkyrie. That's my entire prediction. Will I be right? I don't think so. But I think this, to me, is a relatively normal prediction that doesn't go too crazy. But, it's still a little bit, out there, because I think it's a little bit too sensible in some ways. But, will that happen? I don't know. Whatever. We'll find out later this week. I just want to get this on record now, just so I could have my fun predicting stuff. And again, throughout the week, we'll probably see some leaks. Maybe find out, say the box art or something, and then we have to figure out what the driver is, maybe, or like a disc. It'll maybe be something new. We'll be like, oh, hey, what's that? Try and predict the name or something. So hopefully, we get some looks at stuff. I think, let's see, Monday, Tuesday, maybe if we're lucky, Wednesday we'll get some first looks. Definitely by Thursday though, we'll be seeing some stuff. Then maybe official stuff for like Friday discussion, and then like I'll probably actually make my actual Beyblade discussion video around then, and then Saturday, if for some reason there was nothing, then I'll finish up then. Or if there's something else extra, that's where I'll finish up, so yeah. But yeah, with that said, that's my entire prediction for now. We'll come back to this later in the week. But yeah, I guess I have one other thing to mention, which is I put up my Ultimate Fusion DX video. For some reason, I got that very early. So I put up the video yesterday, and it's done pretty well. It's got like 50 views already. That's nice. Unfortunately, I saw this coming. I did get a dislike on it. I don't, as someone who doesn't get like a ton of views, usually you don't see dislikes as much. Well, no, you can see them, but like, a lot of my videos is just like, okay, a couple likes or whatever sometimes. No dislikes. This one I got a dislike. Now, I don't, like, listen, I've been on YouTube for way too long at this point. I'm not going to get, like, affected by a dislike, But I kind of figured that was going to happen because I'm like, I'm going to be one of the first people, probably one of the first people to get this video up. I know there's going to be people out there who are curious about the set and want to come check it out. They're probably expecting, like a studio quality production and also tons of battles. And I think that's kind of, that second part's probably the reason, I would say, likely anyway, to why that happened. Because it's like, I don't do battles, I just like to make videos. I'm like, and I had this feeling, so I'm like, because I'm uploading this very early, there's going to be people that don't watch my channel or have never heard of me just looking at this video and they're like, oh, I don't like this. It's not what I would have hoped for. Which I can get, So I was kind of thinking, like, maybe I should do, like, disclaimers or something to where I mention I'm not doing battles. I don't know. So yeah, that would be something. But yeah, I don't do battles. And I think that's, yeah. So, yeah, I figured that was going to happen if I, put up the video that quickly, but that's whatever. I got, like, I think 4 likes, the 1 dislike, or was it 5 likes? I don't know if it was 4 or 5. Whatever. And then the one dislike there, so, yeah, that happened. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of figured, because I don't make my videos in I don't want to say not a traditional way, they're not that different. It's just that my videos are way more dialogue heavy, really trying to go in depth with explanations. The Ultimate Fusion DX video was like barely less than 45 minutes long. I talked about this set very extensively, and I think I did pretty well on that. Unfortunately, I get it. Not everyone wants to sit down for 45 minutes to watch a goddamn analysis on a Beyblade set. And a lot of people, they just want to look at the base real quick and get to some battles. I get that, But yeah, that's just not what I do on my channel. So if I get dislikes in some videos, because I put them up early, and people don't really watch my channel, check them out, and they don't like it, that's fine. But yeah, it was something. Because I knew it was going to happen. I woke up, I checked the thing, I'm like, I knew it. I knew there was going to be one. So yeah. Anyway. That's that. I don't know why I decided to talk about that. Whatever. So my next video will be maybe the God ranking video. I might do like the 12th or something. Or maybe I'll hold off. I'm not sure. 12th, maybe. I might wait till later in the month or something. I don't know. Definitely has to be this month though. And then, aside from that, what else do I even have this month? I also have my Win Night unboxing. Whenever the hell that gets here. It's been way too long at this point. It's really, really getting annoying. That should be up this month, I hope. Aside from that, though, the Beyblade discussion, of course, for the Spriggan set. And then the other October video I would have would be... I don't know if I have anything. The ranking video, discussion... Oh yeah, Weekly Blazes will go up too. I don't know if I'll have any other videos this month. I should. I just don't know what they'll be yet. Something. Probably. It doesn't have to be a lot of videos, it's just like, whatever I get up, I guess. But yeah, that's that for now. Oh yeah, Colomaro Energy comes out this month. I don't know if I'll buy that on time or not, but just mentioning it. I think we're getting a video on the 15th. which is Saturday. So if we get information from the Korokoro or like even a YouTube video, I might also talk about some Bottleman news this week. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, Colmar Energy DX. So yeah, that could be something I'll talk about. I didn't like the design that much from what we saw in the one image, so hopefully I like it a little bit more when we see more about it. Hopefully we get to learn more about it. Maybe even 2nd of November releases too, that'd be really nice. So hopefully we get some Bottleman news this week too, so Beyblade and Bottleman this week, hopefully. So yeah, that's everything for now. So I should probably shut up. I should probably not record too much more until around maybe Wednesday or so. I should probably not record like for Monday or Tuesday. That'd probably be a smart plan. Anyway, that's all for now. So I'll go do back. I'll just go back to doing whatever I was doing before this. So yeah. All right, it is now Wednesday, like 11:45 p.m. So no Beyblade news yet or Bottleman news. Should be very very soon. I don't know if I'll come back later on in a couple hours or not. Definitely will be recording tomorrow though because we'll have the stuff. Early should, so that's fun. Looking forward to that. Would be great if we got something tonight. I don't know if we will. But I did want to record today because I realized something. Last week, I did not mention the 1 year anniversary of Weekly Blaze. Wait, no, oh boy, 1 year anniversary. No, I meant 8-year anniversary. I wish it was 1 year anniversary because that'd be 2015. 2015 was great. Wish I could go back to then, but no, the 8-year anniversary of Weekly Blaze. So I just want to talk about that a little bit. It started, the first week I did was October 5th through October 11th in 2014. Of course, in 2022, the weeks are, completely off, so I had to choose either, the 2nd through the 8th, which is by 1 day, slightly closer to the original. This one is, of course, the 9th through the, I want to say 15th? Oh, whatever. It's at least kind of in the relative range, although I'm recording this on the 12th. So I'm kind of not in that range anymore. Anyway, it's fine. I'd rather talk about it than not, but, yeah, anyway. So, why did I start this whole thing? Because, what was so interesting about, holding my camera and just talking about random stuff for no reason? So I actually first got the idea of Weekly Blaze in around September 2013 because I saw a vlog that was interesting and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. I never really got into watching vlogs, but I just thought it'd be kind of cool to do something where I could just talk about hobbies and stuff. Because that was kind of how the vlog was. It wasn't a big vlog channel or anything. It was just more chill, talking about a lot of hobby stuff. There we go. Sometimes I just cannot talk, but anyway. Talking about a lot of hobby stuff, I just thought that was interesting, and back then I had kind of a nice balance. I could talk about, hobby stuff, YouTube stuff, just kind of life stuff, and school stuff. That was a big one too. These 4 elements I'll come back to because they do play a part to why I stopped doing Weekly Blazes for a while, but anyway, back to what I was saying. So, those were the 4 things that I was very, interested in talking about, but I did not do that right away. I really wish I would have started earlier. That would have been cool, back when I was getting into, really into Pokemon cards and stuff. In 2013, that'd have been cool to see some 2013 Weekly Blazes. But I remember it was right before I started summer, back in May 2014, I really wanted to do them, but I just didn't. Very big missed opportunity. I wish I would have done another summer like that, in 2014, that would have been really cool. Especially in August, that would have been great, but yeah. Finally, as August kind of was getting, over with, and kind of getting into September, I actually was going to start Weekly Blaze, my 2nd week of 8th grade. So, very end of August, basically. But then I didn't, because the first week of school, on that Friday, the first Friday of the year, so funny thing, people actually found out about my YouTube channel at school. I don't think anyone would remember anymore, probably. It'd feel weird now, because it's partially my mindset is yeah, that was recent, school wasn't long ago, but at the same time, it's I haven't talked to these people in, over 3 years. And, a lot of people my age are probably like, if they were in my grade, because these people were a grade below me, but if they were in my grade, because some people in my grade did know, they'd be like seniors in college if they stayed on track. I did not because I switched around like schools and majors and basically like my first technical 2 years of college they just did not like with all the like with the switching stuff and transferring stuff just didn't really go as well as I would have thought. So basically last year was my freshman year of high school. This is like my sophomore year of high school. I'm like 2 years behind. It's fine though. I don't really care. It's just what happened. But anyway, so yeah, that was the thing that happened. But yeah, people found out my thing and about my YouTube, and I was like, okay, I don't. I want to like not make certain YouTube videos now. So I was very cautious on what I did. But then after like a month, I'm like, I don't really care. No one really bothered me about it much after that. Funny thing is, there's actually the people in my grade I remember being more obnoxious about it than the people in the grade below me. I thought it would be the opposite, but like no, like they were actually like after like a week, they were chill about it. I actually remember because me being me, I was like, okay, I could just because I remember they mentioned the name and like I could just like directly to me as well. They didn't really say much about it. I'm like, okay, I don't know if it's like they're trying to like if they just like saw my challenge, just kind of whatever. They're trying to like make fun of me. What's going on? So I'm just gonna be like, all right, how about at lunch I just go sit at their table and just sit down and ask them. And yeah, that worked fine. After that, I don't think they were actually trying to like be assholes or anything. So there was no problem or anything like that. But if there was, then that ended it right there, which is funny. Because this was when I was like 13, almost 14. I was still very short, and my voice had not changed at all yet, really. Now, like if this happened a couple of years later, like okay, at that point I'd be like over 6 feet tall with a deeper voice like that. Then I could understand how people would have shut up or something. But like back then, I don't think they were trying to. I definitely had like zero threatening qualities about me back then. Like nowadays, okay. I feel like it's kind of cringe to just like say, okay, I look threatening, but at the same time, it's like, there's some certain things I'd be like, okay, when you're like 6'7", have really long hair, people sometimes will look at you and not want to interact, so that's just kind of how it is. But back then, not even close. So anyway, that's kind of why I delayed everything though, and then finally end of September 2014, I was like, okay, I want to start this now. What do I do though? So I kind of took a week to figure it out, and then I finally was like, okay. It was on a Thursday, I remember. Thursday night, I'm like, I'm gonna start Weekly Blazes next week, or not even Weekly Blazes. I'm gonna start these vlog things next week. And I just started them. I didn't know what to call it. I just started on October 5th on that Sunday. I had two names in mind: Blaze Weekly and Weekly Blaze. I don't know why just Blaze Weekly. I just feel like did not sound as good as Weekly Blaze, so I went with the second one. And that was that. And then I started. And then I did 7 of them. And then I was like, I'm actually going to stop until December. And like Christmas time almost. So originally the name was supposed to have 2 meanings. Weekly Blazes, and I kind of record throughout a week. The other meaning, of course, is, I record. I upload like once a week. I go through each week, But, yeah, that other meaning there, that fell off very quickly. They were not very weekly, in terms of scheduling. They still did a recap a week for the most part, though, but, whatever. So, outside of that, I came back, not in December, I skipped the entirety of my winter break. Like an idiot. Why did I skip Christmas week? That was like the perfect time. Anyway, I actually restarted my last day of winter break, that Sunday. Again, dumbest thing, I had 2 full weeks of no school that I could have recorded, and I just didn't. That was stupid. And then, I took off a week. Like, the next week, this is like January 2015 at this point, I skipped the next week after that. Then I came back, and it was like in mid-January I came back, and I actually recorded every single week for a long while. Like, the rest of January, all of February, March, April, almost all of May. So it was actually pretty weekly for a while. Had some good episodes back then, this was like 8th grade too, so I started this in 8th grade, and that's like all the 8th grade stuff, and I remember the last full week of May was the last, the next week was like kind of May into June. I did not record that week. The second to last one I did was my 8th grade graduation week, so that was fun. And the next week I did was my first full week of summer. And now that I'm in summer break, after recording every week for my entire second semester of 8th grade, and now I had a lot more time to record, I just didn't. I skipped like 3 weeks, and then I came back in like June. I did pretty well like in June, like I did pretty well July and like August, but then, September, okay, it was fine. I did my birthday, which is nice, and then, did some stuff in October, November, December, maybe a little bit less frequent, but still not too bad. This is like getting into freshman year and stuff now. So, that was fun. And then I got to December, and in December I recorded, the last week I did was my first week of winter break. The last day of it was, the day after Christmas, so like the second to last day, it was Christmas Day, so I did not record my second week of Christmas break. Don't know why, I just didn't. And I actually stopped recording for quite a while. See, I skipped a week, but then I was thinking about coming back. But then that's when I started to get into like Skype group chats and stuff, and like, talking to like people from like Minecraft through that and stuff back then. Which eventually, got to Discord, and I don't really do it nearly as much anymore. Like talk on Discord. Like I guess I like talk in like text channels every once in a while, not like frequently, but just sometimes. I never like voice chat at all. Like I used to sometimes, with like certain groups, but like never anymore. I have not been in a call since April of last year, and that was very brief. And before that was like summer 2020, so, and even then it was pretty infrequent, like in 2019, 2020, so I just don't do that anymore, man. But yeah, anyway. Where was I? Okay, yeah, 2016. So that was kind of why I didn't record Weekly Blaze. That was also kind of this time where I'm like, okay, see, my name was still the same as, like, my YouTube name. So, like, I don't want people to find my channel. Or at least, like, think it's, like, bad, so I don't want to do these Weekly Blazes anymore. And that's why I didn't. Then I eventually stopped caring. So I actually did record a 3-month-long episode from February through May. Surprisingly, it wasn't even an hour long. Then I did a 5-week combined episode from, like, May into June. Again, I don't know why I did them like this, but I did. And also, sometimes I did do 2 weeks in one episodes. I don't know why I couldn't just finish an episode, or make sure it was at least, like, 20-something minutes long. It wasn't that hard. I just was that bad with this stuff. And again, it'd be like, okay, I'm just gonna make, like, a 10-minute part, and then I'm gonna have to combine the next week for like another 10 minutes. Like, okay. I don't know why I had to do 2 weeks in one ever, but anyway. I did the 5-week thing, and then after that, I kind of came back in June, but like I did, July, August. It was pretty inconsistent though, and I didn't come back till October 30th. So I skipped like September and like almost all of October. October did kind of suck though that year, so that's something. Also, fun fact, the last time I ever recorded during a Weekly Blaze anniversary, like, now, was the first one. Last time I recorded in October was 2016. And that was barely, it wasn't even a full week in the month, so fun. So anyway, yeah, like I just kind of came back. November, December, I did a little bit. And then I stopped. And I stopped the second to last week of school. If I recorded another week, it would be my last week of, my last week of school for my first half-ish of sophomore year. Which would have went all the way up till Christmas Eve. And if I record another week, we'd start on Christmas. Like, I don't know why I didn't just... Why couldn't I just stick out for like a little bit longer? That was like one of the worst things about how I used to record, is I would never... I was so bad with the timing and stuff. Like, I'd stop always right before Christmas, like an idiot. And actually, I did not record again at all, like 2017. I completely just skipped it. Skipped the second half of my sophomore year. Skipped basically all of my junior year. I didn't record 2017. I did not record till June 2018. It was my final week of junior year, getting into summer break actually, was when I started again. So, yeah. I did pretty well like June, July, August. I guess September as well. And then I stopped in September, and I came back in November. I did a couple like November and December, but like my last one again was my this time was my last week of school before winter break. Again, if I could have just recorded one more week, we would have got to winter break. We would have got to Christmas. I don't know why I was so bad with this stuff back then. And this is my senior year of high school now, and then I just dropped off again. But finally, I realized there was a certain event I actually wanted to make sure I recorded a week for, and that was my last week of high school. So, since it's my senior year, so I came back in May of 2019 to do that, and then I, continued in May. My second week was like kind of a summer break week. My third week I had to talk about graduation practice and graduation stuff. My fourth week, the start of it was graduation. I recorded something like June, July, August, September. And I stopped, and I came back in November, but then, I did some stuff in December as well. Actually recorded Christmas week this time. And even getting into, like, the decade change to 2020. And, that was cool. And then I did a 2 weeks in one video. Another 2 weeks in one. In 2020, in January. And that was the last one I ever did. So, I actually did stop for a reason, because here's the problem. I kind of didn't want Weekly Blazes to just be about hobby stuff for the most part. Because, like, YouTube, I could still talk about YouTube like I am now. But it's not something I could talk about constantly. Like, back then I took YouTube way more seriously than I do now. And that was kind of the problem. So I could talk about YouTube a lot more back then. Nowadays, I can still talk about it sometimes. But, like, it's not something I could just talk about randomly like I would back then. Life stuff, back then you're like 14, 15, like the slightest thing is going to be significantly more interesting, the scope of the world's different back then anyway. So nowadays it's like, okay, there's anything that I would talk about is something that I probably shouldn't, like, wait, I shouldn't say I shouldn't talk about it isn't some, like, bad thing, it's just, like, personal stuff. And anything else is, like, not that interesting at all, or whatever, so it's like, I don't really do a ton, so life stuff is, like, not really something I talk about as much anymore. And then, like, school, it's online school. What is there really to talk about other than, like, sometimes I have, like, a test, or not test, but, like, if it's, like, an annoying week or something, or, like, the start or end of the year, that's it. Like, there's not much for that. So, like, school is, like, barely a factor. Life stuff is, like, also not that big of a factor, unless it's, like, a store or something. I don't know. And then, like, YouTube stuff sometimes, but not that much. So it's mostly just hobby stuff. So I'm like, so in 2020, I kind of thought about doing them again, but then I didn't, and like I kind of just stopped caring about it by like March 2020, and then I just didn't really consider doing much of it. I thought about it again like in November 2020, but I just didn't. And then 2021, the thought crossed my mind in like March, and then I didn't do it, and then I kind of thought about doing it again in June, then it didn't happen. Then November came. Funny thing, I actually recorded a 20-minute clip in November 2021. But I never continued it, because I recorded on a Sunday, and I'm like, yeah, I want to, restart Weekly Blazes. That'd be cool. And then Monday happened, and something came up, and it's nothing like that bad or anything. It was just something that needed attention, and, that kind of took me out of the whole idea of restarting Weekly Blazes. I think this is like probably the only time I could think of to where I might actually not want to record that week. Like at all. Like something that I really probably just should, avoid for now. And, I should be doing other stuff. And it was like the one week that happened is like the week I wanted to restart Weekly Blaze. And then I was like, okay, whatever. I wish I would have restarted, like, the next week or something. Because I could have gotten a Christmas week. That would have been nice. But finally, in January 2022, I'm like, okay, I'm restarting this thing. I don't care. I'm just doing it. And that's what I did. So now we're here, and I have restarted Weekly Blazes. And that brings us back to today. So I think I've also done pretty well with covering events that I want to, like Beyblade stuff or whatever, news. So Yeah, I think the only time I've kind of have been like the only thing I missed was probably the Achilles news in July. I actually almost just stopped recording Weekly Places again. I probably would have restarted, but like I almost missed July, and if I missed a month, I feel like I'd be like, oh well, I already missed a month. Why bother? Probably not, but I could have seen myself like skipping another like, month or two again. But nope, I got that last weekend. I did it, and yeah, saved. So lucky. Well, I don't know. I guess it depends on the definition of lucky, but yeah. And I've been recording a lot more recently, and that's fun. So yeah, that brings us back to today. And well, I'm recording this one because we got Beyblade news, and I'm here to talk about it. So yeah, is the news out yet? I don't think it is. Let me just do a quick check. No, doesn't look like it. Okay, no, I don't see it. I don't think it's out yet. Well, all right. So I guess just as a final thing, I've already talked about my predictions. Hoping that Spriggan School, just hoping it's not like a waste, because Astral I think was a pretty good end of the line. Please don't waste it. I'm really hoping the Valkyrie is not just a recolor. Please give us like an upgraded Ultimate Valkyrie. That'd be really nice. Gears, still don't think we're gonna get a new Spriggan gear. I think it's just gonna be an S gear recolor. And then the V gear, I think it's gonna be a new V gear. Maybe they'll call it like U gear or something, like Ultimate Gear. I actually think this is the entire reason to why they're even including the Valkyrie in the first place, is to get a new gear. And I think if they're gonna do a new gear, they're gonna want to keep it not as a recolor, but maybe as something that's actually closer to the original. That's why I kind of have this idea that it's going to be an upgraded Valkyrie. So let's see if I'm right on that. I hope I am. So yeah, that'll be a fun thing to talk about. And yeah, I guess I'll wait for that. I'll come back when it's available, so I can talk about that. That'll be probably the next clip. So yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about it. So yeah, very worried about it though. So hopefully this next clip, I can come with relatively good news and not just shit news and everything just sucks or something. That'd be bad. Alright, it's now Thursday. Around 11 p.m. Leaks are out. I just gotta say, whoever does these leaks, man, they can they just take some better pictures? Like, they're always the most blurry, like weirdly zoomed in pictures. Like, why? And this isn't even just a Beyblade problem. Like, why are leaked images always the worst things you've ever seen? Um, Camera technology is good. Like, I don't. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Unless if it's actually like a situation where they're, I don't know if they have the core early or whatever, and then they're trying to quickly take a picture like, in a store or something, then okay, sure, but I don't know about that, so it's still, come on. Like, I guess at the same time, if the person didn't take those really bad leaks, we wouldn't have them at all, so I mean, it takes the good with the bad, so. Anyway, first up, I said the versus set was just going to be the two bays, the gear stuff. It is. I think that's what most people said. I saw at least like one person say it was going to be maybe a stadium set, and I'm like, no. So yeah. That's that. So I guess I'll start off with Spriggan, because I think it's the least interesting thing here, and yeah, oh boy, so, it's an LR core. I figured, we don't know what else there is, we don't know if there's BU locks, so we're still waiting on some information, so it's actually kind of nice, because that means we get to see some, I kind of like seeing some stuff, like the leaks, getting to learn a little bit more about the stuff, then kind of trying to formulate more about it, and then seeing, everything. Still hoping that there's, BU locks, maybe more, we'll see. The blade I said was an LR blade with metal and rubber, it is. One thing I got wrong, I said it was not going to be flippable, it is flippable. I guess it makes more sense, but I was just kind of hoping maybe it'd be a little different this time, but I guess not. But sure, alright, not flippable, fine. Or, I mean, it is flippable, that's fine, I don't have a problem with that, it's just like, I thought maybe they wouldn't do it this time. There are the two big sections of rubber. Also looks like on the underneath, for like the other side will be, a little bit of metal, so cool. The armor, it is a new armor. I think I said 00. It is 8, so they're giving it the 8 armor, perfectly fine, nothing wrong with that. Oh yeah, I didn't say the blade name. It's called Burst. So they're calling it Burst. I feel like it's a little weird to call it Burst. I kind of would have rather had like Burst Valkyrie and Ultimate Spriggan, if I'm being honest. Because, like, I don't know, Burst. I'd rather name the main bay of the series Burst, just me anyway. And then Ultimate being, I think Spriggan, that'd be fitting enough. So, I don't know if there's any more Blade gimmicks. I hope there is, because I don't know, if it's just like a beefed up Astral, just like same idea as Astral, just like a better shape and stuff, kind of underwhelming, honestly. Hopefully there's some extra gimmick we don't know about yet. It's called Burst. Come on, you gotta give it something cooler. Anyway, 8 armor. So the layer is entirely new. Pretty cool. Again, it just looks like a better Astral. I don't know how to feel about that. Then we get to the disc. I said this was probably going to be a new disc. I was thinking a BU lock disc. I was like very confident on that. I thought maybe the plastic would be like free spinning. I don't think it's a BU lock disc. I don't think I've seen it yet, but I'm fairly certain, based on the name, it's not a BU lock disc. It's just a normal DB disc. I'm fairly certain. Just based on what it's based on. So, it's going to be Spread Dash. So we've gotten a few parts at this point that are kind of discs that are heavily based on really old stuff. They all had unique names, but I guess they just gave up. They're calling it Spread Dash. Spread, the first ever Spriggan disc. The Dash version of it's going to be a DB version of Spread. I don't know why they're using the name, but sure, why not, I guess. I don't know why you didn't take this opportunity to make a BU lock disc, especially one with a unique gimmick, like I mentioned, a free spin. Whatever. I can't complain too much. It's a new disc. Sure. Whatever. And then there's the driver. Okay, everything up until now is not bad. I feel like it's kind of a wasted slot, but at the same time, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. This driver is, though. So, I figured they'd give it a Spriggan driver of sorts, not counting Dimension. If they could have done a new driver, I thought, maybe a mode changer, or maybe like a Unite type of thing. Did not think it'd be a, fusion or merge-based thing, and it's not. It's not even a new driver. It's not even a new driver variant. It's a variant we've already gotten before. So what would have been like the best choice? I would have said like a Quattro type of thing. That would have been really cool, Quattro, even if it's just Quattro Dash. Nope. Okay, well, hopefully they're not doing Zeta, right? Okay, no, they're not doing Zeta. So no mode changes. Alright, then. Are we getting Unite? That's probably a pretty good choice, I would say, Some kind of Unite Dash. At the very least, not the best, but, it at least makes sense. Oh, we're not getting Unite. Oh, no. Is it Merge? Nope. They're giving us Fusion Dash. This is one of the worst drivers in... Fusion sucked day one. On the original Spriggan, Fusion sucked. Okay, I just gotta say it. Fusion sucked on day one. Fusion Dash is not gonna be better. It isn't better. We've had Fusion Dash for years now. So our full combo for our final Spriggan ever is called Burst Spriggan Spread Dash Fusion Dash 8. The layer, beefed up Astral, really cool. Disc, we'll have to see, but sure. Driver, massive L. There's no saving Fusion Dash. Actually sucks. I get it, the whole thematic, but who cares? Like, everyone would have rather have had a better driver, I think. I think I speak for most people here when I say, could we have gotten a better driver? I think that's what most people would have wanted. But Dr. Tommy's over here like, no, we gotta give him Fusion Dash because it's a reference to the first Spriggan. Fusion's the first balance driver. This was made to introduce people to the balance drivers. Why go back to it? Like, I don't mind if they made some crazy version. Like Unite. Unite was an upgraded version of it. Why not use Unite if you're going to reuse anything, or make a new driver that has a similar idea but that's even crazier, and you can kind of compare the two to show how far it's come. Or you just go back to the original, just make it a Dash version, because, fuck you. It's such a bad driver. I don't understand it. Alright. The gear. So it is only one gear. It's not 2 gears. I don't know what happened to the whole 2 gears rumor, but there's no there is no second gear here. It is a new gear though, and that is the VS gear. I actually did not see this coming. I did not expect them to have a fused Valkyrie Spriggan gear. But yeah, it looks kind of like a slightly more tri-wing type of metal design from V gear. It's just kind of, instead of like a rounded, 4-sided, it's a little bit more, slightly more jagged, tri-wing type of design from V gear. Will likely do the same things as V gear, but then there is some plastic or rubber around it. We don't know yet. I don't know if it's plastic. Will this be plastic? If it's plastic, will it be free spin or, bound or whatever? Or if it's rubber, what will that do? How will that affect it? Is this like a removable or flippable piece? We know nothing. I'm assuming it's just rubber, and that's it. That'd make the most sense to me. But yeah, it's just kind of a slightly altered V gear, but now with some plastic around it. So yeah, pretty neat. Nothing too crazy, but I still think it's a cool piece to have nonetheless. So yeah, not bad at all. Cool. I don't have much else to say about it. It's just a cool gear that we got. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing more about it. That's all I can really say about it for now, I guess I should say, because we don't know what that other piece, or like the plastic or rubber or whatever is, so we don't know what that is, so, just kind of have to leave it at that. So I was right, though, about there being a new gear in here. I don't know why people kept arguing with me on this. Not like arguing like bad, but people kept saying, no, there's not going to be a new gear. And I make it sound like I'm talking about like a YouTube videos. No, I'm just talking about like, people for like Discord or whatever. They're like, no, it's not going to be a new gear. I'm like, what are you talking about? Of course it's going to be a new gear. Why wouldn't they make a new driver gear? But yeah, of course they're going to make a new gear. I don't know why this wasn't an obvious thing. Next up is probably one of the more interesting aspects here, and that is the other bay in here, the Valkyrie. Again, people kept saying, what are you talking about? This isn't going to be an upgraded Ultimate. It's just going to be an Ultimate Valkyrie recolor. And I'm like, okay, here's the thing. In August, we got, the Achilles Customized set. Cool. September, we got the whole, Random Booster Volume 30. A little bit of a break from sets, but still, random boosters could add up in price. October, we got the Fusion DX set, and then a couple weeks after that, we're getting the All-in-One set. I really don't think that in November they're going to opt to make another set for no reason. Also comes out November 12th, I should just mention that now. The only reason I think that they would do this is because they want to have, kind of a new gear type thing, which seems to be the case. It's a VS gear. They wanted to combine a Valkyrie and Spriggan gear into one. So that makes sense. That's why, we're getting a Valkyrie in here. And if we're getting a Valkyrie in this set, because they have to, have a Valkyrie in here for the gear, it's probably going to be a Dragoon MSUV situation where it's sort of a kind of I don't want to say evolution, but like an upgrade to Ultimate Valkyrie. That's what this is probably going to be. People kept saying, no, that's not true. I was right. I know, like, it might sound like a little bit asshole-ish in some ways, but, like, I don't get why people were so, like, vehemently against this idea, and, like, were basically saying it was, like, a stupid idea. Like, no, this is what was going to happen from the start. It was just obvious. And again, I was right. So, that's, again, like, I'm not claiming to know everything. I've had some pretty big L's in predictions. I made a Beyblade election theory video, within a week. That was entirely debunked. But I wasn't sitting there saying that this is what was going to happen, because I don't know, some people, they seem to, like, get, like, like, no, it's like that idea is stupid. It has to be like this, and then it's wrong. And they usually try to make a claim that they were like right in some way, and like, no, no, you were just wrong, and you were being stupid about it. Anyway, so Ultimate Valkyrie though, it's I don't know if I want to call it an upgrade. This might be a bit of a downgrade in some ways. So we don't know much about the layer. It seems like it'll come with 9, so that's something. The Valkyrie 2 core does have the cheek mark, signifying that this is supposed to be considered a mainline Valkyrie, so I would assume this is meant to be the upgrade of Ultimate Valkyrie. That's something. Ultimate Blade, oh yeah, also for the Valkyrie 2 core, I'm assuming that they're going to put BU locks on this thing. We don't know for sure, but I'm assuming that they probably will. Ultimate Blade, we don't know anything about if there's any differences. Maybe softer rubber or something, but that's like at best. The coloring seems to be a bit different blue. Not a darker blue per se, but it does look different, so it's pretty similar, but like not exactly like the original Ultimate, so that's cool. And again, I was like pretty close. I mean, I was like not entirely right or anything. Like, yeah, it wasn't the darker blue like I thought it was, like the painted metal or anything, but I was at least on the right track of what I was saying. And I guess earlier I said how I'm like, people will be completely wrong and then try to say they were right in some way. I kind of just did that, but not entirely. Here's the thing: the difference is that I wasn't completely going against the idea. I was just saying. I mean, I was technically right because I was at least going for this idea. I just wasn't right on the specifics, so it's a little bit different there. Anyway, I'm not trying to sound hypocritical here about things that I'm saying within like 5 minutes of each other. So, anyway. Then we get to the weird stuff. So the layer, okay, kind of what I would expected, at least like relatively close. The disc. I thought there was no way in hell it would not be Legacy, or, something like that. I thought it was Legacy. Maybe a painted Legacy? No, it is Wing Dash. They are doing Wing Dash. I'm not making this up. This is just what they're doing. They're doing Wing Dash. I don't even know what to say at this point. It's funny though, because all those people who were like, no, it's not going to be a Valkyrie upgrade, they're giving it Wing Dash. L. Yeah, you were dead wrong. I've been saying this since May, actually. That was when I first brought up this idea, and again, here we are 5 months later, and oh hey, I was right. Yeah, Wing Dash, cool. And there's a driver, which, okay, I was hoping that they do Evolution Dash. They're doing Excel Dash. So they're doing Wing Dash and Spread Dash and Excel Dash and Fusion Dash. This is just a nostalgia bait set. Come on. You could have done better for them. The discs I'll accept because they're at least new discs and they are DB discs, so they're not like, if they hit like literal wing and spread, that'd be a massive issue, but they're new. Just the names are weird. But Excel Dash and Fusion Dash, no, that's genuinely just bad choices right there. Like, there's no defending that. The best driver in this set is the VS gear, and it's not even an actual driver, it's just a part of one, so then that's kind of the level we're at. But yeah, so this is meant to be, an Ultimate Valkyrie, because we have Ultimate Valkyrie Legacy Variable Dash 9. This is the upgraded version. Ultimate Valkyrie Wing Dash Excel Dash 9. It's, the same layer, new parts, basically. Is Excel Dash better than Variable Dash? Honestly, though, I can't complain as much about this one compared to Fusion Dash, because, Quattro Dash was, or Quattro, well, yeah, I guess Quattro Dash would have been way better, but Quattro in general, was actually an interesting driver. Fusion Dash is a massive downgrade. Excel Dash, it's probably relative, or at least close to Variable Dash. It's not as good inherently, but it won't fall over and die immediately, so it's kind of better, but doesn't really do much for attack at the same time, so it's also not quite better. It's a weird back and forth there. Yeah, so still interesting sets. Very, very interesting set. Also, apparently the The Spriggan core has like a hidden like 20 design, which I wanted to mention because, the Valkyrie 2 core has a hidden 15 design, but the two next to each other, 2015, 2015, the year Burst started. Again, this is just a really bad nostalgia bait set. You could have done this, but why not just make it like better? Why couldn't you give, if you're gonna make them new discs, why not do like, I don't know, a Zenith based disc and like a Zero Wall based disc? I know that doing it based on like, at least the discs, I think that was like a really good point to do them. That way you can get like a BU disc out of Spriggan, since that's like one of the only times it had the plastic on it. And I think a lot of people liked Zero Wall, and I think Zenith was also a really nice Valkyrie disc, so I think you could have done like Chosets based stuff for the discs. The layers are fine as is, being references to previous stuff. Drivers, okay, if you want to pair them for a generation, I would have probably maybe gone. You could have done like a Zeta variant, I guess. I wouldn't be as into that, but like, sure, maybe. I don't know. And then Ultimate Reboot would have been nice, I guess, for Valkyrie. If not, though, there isn't really a good generation where both Valkyrie and Spriggan have good drivers, I feel like. I don't know, you don't have to pair them on everything, I guess. I guess you could have done something where it's like, actually, no, I think Zeta, it's not good, but it would have been better than Fusion Dash. I would have complained about it, but like, if they have to pair it, like, maybe that's the best choice. Or just keep Variable Dash. I mean, I wouldn't complain as much about it because it's just the same driver, and give it Unite or something. That would have been okay. But after that, I guess it just kind of goes to variant. So, like, Evolution and Zeta Dash. I guess then you're basing it entirely off of Chosets, which is a little bit weird. Power and Dimension, no. Evolution, well, I guess, I guess Evolution and Unite would have been okay, honestly. That's actually okay, basing off of, like, the smarking stuff. Or just keeping it Variable Dash and then Quattro, just basing it fully on TB, but it's a little bit weird how it worked, but nope, I guess we're just going back to basic layers entirely, and we're getting bad drivers because of it, so yeah, that's everything. That's a set for now. That's all we know for now. We'll probably learn more pretty soon, I'm sure. Well, let me just actually make sure that there's no extra news really quick. Okay, I think that's everything for now. I'll come back tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Yeah, it should be tomorrow. If not, somehow later tonight. But probably tomorrow for the actual, like, official stuff and talk about that. Just kind of give any updates if there's any extra stuff that came out about these parts that I was not able to cover. Just to kind of give some better insight to that. Because it's fun to do this, honestly. Like, I don't even do this because I expect people to watch these videos. I just do it because it's, like, actually just fun to kind of do this, like in real time. Because I'm not making 4 videos on this. I guess I could, but I don't want to. And then I'll probably record the discussion video, I don't know about tomorrow night. Tomorrow night or Saturday night, not sure yet. I'll put that up the 16th, and then that'll go up the 16th. And then I don't know what else is coming up this month. Wind Night needs to hurry up and get here. The God video will go up. I don't know what else will go up this month though. I had a lot of plans for October. They just like shattered though after I didn't get Wind Night on time. So yeah, that was something. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow we get some more information. Maybe we'll get some extra like stuff we didn't know today, and hopefully it's not just like, okay, here's the official images. Now you get to suffer with the parts. But hopefully there's something new that I didn't know, and that'd be fun to talk about. So yeah, I guess I'll wait for that and come back to talk about it, because it'll be a fun time to do. So, yeah. Okay, breaking news. I just put on the camera not even like 5 minutes ago. This has nothing to do with the set, but it is insane. It got to California. Wind Night got to California. It's in the USPS system now. Holy shit, that took way too long. I was like actually starting to worry, like, is this lost? I'm like, is this thing lost? But no, it got there, so I know where it is. It's in the country. the last update I got was on my birthday, the 21st, which was, yeah, that was a little over 3 weeks ago now. So after 3 weeks of no information on this thing and where it went, plus before that, well, it was only in this like SingPost stuff for 2 days, and before that it took 10 days to get to from the seller to the post office. So hopefully, probably not this week. I highly doubt it gets here by Saturday. But I do really, really hope it gets here maybe Monday or Tuesday or something. But yes, Wind Knight finally in the country. I had to pick up the camera right away and just talk about this a little bit. Not long, just like to say, hey, Wind Knight is finally on its way. So I'll schedule the video for the 16th, the discussion video, which, let's see, the 14th is Sunday. So yeah, that means even if it gets here on Monday, I'll put up the Wind Knight video on the 18th then, which is a Tuesday. Oh man, I was really starting to wonder where that went. Okay, so it's here. It's not here like in a literal sense, but like it's actually finally I got an update on where it is, so it's at least in the country now. Oh man, I just sat down for a second. I'm like, I should check, and I saw the thing, say October, because I've been like scrolling from like the bottom up just because I'm like, wait, is it gonna be here? Then I scroll up all the way, and I'm like, okay, no, it's not. But I went up and I saw September 22nd, and I scrolled again. And I realized, wait a minute, there's 2 updates from September 22nd, which, well, it's in Singapore time. It's 21st here, but and I was like, wait a minute, there were only 2. Why is there? And so I scroll up and I'm like, oh, it's October. It actually updated, so yeah, it's finally on its way. Should be here pretty soon, and then hopefully had to just talk about that really quick because I've been waiting for this thing way too long now. So yeah, Wind Knight is on its way. Very excited now. Finally, okay, know where that is now. Great. Yeah, that's all. So next time I talk, though, again, unless something crazy happens, should be for the news. So yeah. Alright, so it's now Friday at like 11:30 p.m. Last clip of the week. I don't know how long I'm going to be recording today, but it'll either be like very close to being Saturday, or maybe even the Saturday, I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think there's anything else in this weekly Blaze I need to talk about after today. Because I wanted to record for the news, and, well, this is like kind of the end of the news, and, so yeah, for Beyblade, we do have the full pictures of everything. I don't think this changes my opinions all that much. The Spriggan, it's like for the Spriggan set, the VS set. So, I guess the Ultimate Valkyrie, again, just different color. It actually looks pretty nice. The layer's nice, Valkyrie, or Ultimate Valkyrie with the 9 armor. Cool. Wing Dash, it just looks like a larger version of Wing. I guess there's a couple of gaps in it, but whatever. Slight Blitz reference, but still, it's just, for the most part, it's like a slightly altered, just larger Wing. Effectively like Legacy to Boost. That's Wing Dash to Wing. Same deal with Spread Dash. We're going on Valkyrie, never mind. Excel Dash does use the original color scheme, just of course, as a Dash driver now, so there you go, there's your nostalgia bait. It's not that interesting, it's just there. So, Spriggan, okay, Fusion Dash again, original color scheme, cool. Spread Dash, like I was saying, it's just, like, again, Spread Dash is just very similar to Spread, a couple extra references, plus turn into DB. There you go. The 8 armor looks pretty nice, nothing too crazy, but I like it. And then you have the Spriggan Core and the Burst Blade, okay. Spriggan Core does not mention anything about the teeth strength, which I'm a little worried about. Also, no mention of BU locks. Are they just not going to do BU locks? Possibly not. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. If there's no BU locks, I guess we just hope it's a Spriggan but with better teeth. But if there are Bu-locks, then that's cool. But again, there aren't really any Bu-lock discs that are that good, so I don't even know what this is going to do anyway. Let's see, what else is there? I think that's it for that. The Burst Blade. Okay, the Burst Blade, you got the rubber, you got the metal, flippable blade, LR. The one side which I don't like is all the gold is the right spin side, the Requiem side, but the Legend side is left spin. That actually looks really good. It has a lot more red and, of course, black, and I think that looks really nice. This might be a Spriggan, kind of like World, where I keep it in the Legend mode, unlike I did with Astral. Although I might actually switch Astral back to Legend mode. I kind of realized I think the problem I have with Astral is literally just that I don't like the Requiem mode as much. It's not even that bad, it's just the rubber to me feels, or not rubber, well yeah, no, the rubber. It's not white really, it's kind of white, but like it's like off-white. I don't like it. And then, I don't know what it is about the red just feels slightly off to me. I feel like if I could at least, have more black, and I think it just looks better at least with that red. And you don't have to look at the rubber, so I mean, well, I might just leave it in that mode. With Red Astral, so maybe that's what I'll do. Regardless, in the video, whenever I compare everything, I will make sure to compare all modes. So I'll compare the right mode to all the previous ones, the left mode to all the previous ones, and when I do that, I will, choose the proper modes of World and Astral. That's good. Oh my god, I have to compare Valkyrie to all the previous ones and Spriggan with both modes. We're gonna be there a while. I have to do... After the original Valkyrie, Victory God, Strike God, winning, Chosi / Brave Savior, and then Ultimate for the new Ultimate. And then Spriggan, you gotta do, the left and right versions to the entire line. Original, Storm, Legend, Requiem, Chosi, Lord, World, Astral. I'm not comparing the alternate modes to World, for World and Astral to the counterpart of Burst, but again, I'll just do the proper modes. I'm already dreading that. It's going to take forever. That video's going to be like 25 minutes, and 10 minutes of it is just going to be me doing that. Or probably not. It won't be that long, but still, it'll be like... Behind the scenes, it'll probably take a significant amount of extra time, but... Yeah, I guess there's only 4 modes of this thing. It'll just be the left and right plus high and low. Interesting. So that's easier, I guess, but still. We're going to be here a while for that, so that's not fun. Okay. Outside of that, the Burst Blade, we got all that stuff I mentioned, rubber metal, flippable LR, but you also have burst stoppers. So there's not a burst stopper. Burst tab, like the Lord stoppers, kinda. I always call them burst resistors, just to, have a distinction. Cool. So not only is it better Astral, you do at least get some kind of burst stopping functionality. Not the craziest thing, but I'm glad they included it anyway, just to have kind of something else. But yeah, what was the point of this? Ultimate Valkyrie? Sure. I mean, kind of a alternate colored, like again, Dragoon MSUV style layer with a brand new disc and an alternate driver choice. Spriggan, it's just a beefed up Astral, the layer, which is what I was hoping it would be. And, the disc also, okay, new disc, cool, that's all fine. It's just, if they could have gotten a Squad for Dash, I would have been okay with this thing. They didn't. The driver choice is a significant downgrade. So, yeah. And there's the VS gear, It's like V gear. I mentioned this already. It is plastic, I guess. It's actually free spin, though. So it's effectively like a kind of a slightly different V gear, but now with a mini S gear on the thing, which is kind of funny. But yeah, that's that. I don't think there's any fixed thing with that either. I think it's just free spin. So yeah, that's the entire set. I don't. Okay, here's the thing. Part of the reason why I almost think that there's gonna be more BU after this is because, like, okay, if they do Lucifer in December and end it there, that'd be dumb. Like, why would you not make Lucifer the November release and then use this as the final release? That makes no sense. If this is not, like, if there's no 2023 Burst for, like, the mainline releases, why would you not have just swapped them to make this the last ever release? It would have made way more sense than doing a Lucifer. And plus, at that point, you could do Lucifer, right after the Sparking Bays, got their evolutions, and it kind of fits in there. And then you do this final set. Because there's something else after this, I kind of think it's going to continue, because, again, why would you not make this the final release if you had the chance to, do that? I don't know. To me, that it just seems a little bit of a stretch, I really don't think that this is going to be the end if they're not ending on this thing when they clearly could have. Although, if Lucifer's the end and this is just the second last release, and that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Just saying. So, with that said, that's all the Beyblade news for this week, and, well, there is one extra thing to talk about, not Beyblade related, but Bottleman related. So, we do have some Bottleman news, actually. I don't make separate Bottleman videos, so I get to talk a little about this one. This is why I was wondering if this will be over 30 minutes or not, because this is going to be a longer one, so... Kolomaru Energy DX has been fully revealed. It has... The yellow doesn't look as bad as I thought. It's, like, not great, but it's not, like, a really, really bad, I guess, yellow. It's okay enough, I guess. I'm fine with it. It's still not my favorite thing. But Kolomaru Energy looks cool. They have this whole cross thing on the back, with how the arms, I guess, are like stabilizers or something. You also have the spring snake, the shot's stronger. It looks cool. It's just a beefed up Kolomaru DX. Speaking of, you actually attach Kolomaru DX parts onto this thing. The rubber parts that go onto the arms can actually be put on the feet to act as, again, stabilizers, plus kind of the wings on the original one you could actually attach onto the end of these wings to make an even longer grip. So that's actually kind of cool. I don't mind that. That's kind of nice. So let me actually pull up a picture for reference here, just because I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Just to be sure. Okay. So yeah, I think it's everything with the Kolomaru DX or Kolomaru Energy DX that's worth mentioning. Really, it's not that crazy. It's just it's like a cool evolution, but it's not like that much crazier. If you know Kolomaru DX, it's just kind of adding on to that. So yeah, just kind of also recolored a little bit. So yeah, it's pretty nice. This comes out October 29th, and the next release comes out November 12th. So I have no problem just pairing these orders together. I don't think anyone would complain if I just took a couple extra weeks to get out Kolomaru Energy DX, like 2 extra weeks. That's not that big of a deal. I was mainly going to consider it if it was like a month. Like if it was like, okay, Kolomaru Energy DX comes out like... Because I was talking about this in September. If it came out like the 8th or something, like it was a Fusion DX set, and then this one didn't come out to like the, 24th. Like, okay, maybe I'd consider, but it's like, okay, I'm pairing these together. I'm not paying $30 extra just for shipping, just to get this thing 2 weeks in advance when I'm already going to be buying something else. It's just like, why would I do that? That's stupid of me. So yeah. Now we get to the next set. So I don't know what this set's called, actually. I don't know if there's a specific name for it. I should probably have looked this up. It might just be called, like, Royal Griffin DX. I don't know entirely. But anyway, so yeah, there is this new fusion. So basically, we have the 2 Bottlemen. So okay, so yeah, they're yeah. So there is Left Milkaiser. Apologies if I get the names wrong here. I just want to, like, it's a weekly blade. It doesn't matter that much, but I just like to look. So it's kind of like this weird grip type thing. There's like a bottom piece, kind of like weird stabilizer. And there's this blue part that's kind of like a bigger part of a grip for like left-handed stuff. And it's apparently a speed type. It doesn't look that crazy outside of it. It looks like a pretty basic, like kind of almost like a small, like most basic possible Bottleman type thing. It's very strange. But you have these two giant pieces on the left side for a grip. It also does come with a long magazine. So you could add on a black long magazine. So yeah, it does have a black long magazine. Recolored from the DX set, but yeah, nice. Get another one, so cool. And yeah, so that's that, speed type. And then there's the control type, Argureno. Gureno, I don't... Argureno, sure. Similar idea. The bottom piece doesn't look as, like, weird. It looks slightly smaller, maybe. I can't tell. But yeah, it has the same idea. It's just a control type this time. So it's a control type, but you do have the, again, pretty basic looking thing. It just has the big right grips this time. So, you know, the bottom piece and like the big blue top grip piece that's giant. Giant for what this thing is. You also do actually get a, I guess the bottom piece might be similar to the other one. Hard to tell. You actually get a recolored golden long barrel. So, yeah. You get a long barrel. I find that to be pretty cool. Same, you know, piece to, you know, attach on to change the height and stuff, you know, that whole thing. Same one as the one from the DX set, just a golden instead of a dark green. Also, I should mention that the first one, El Milkaiser, it's like white. It almost looks like a slightly, like a very, very pale, like mint green. A little bit. Some images it looked like almost like a light mint green. Other images it just looked white. I don't know yet. I don't know how it's going to look at hand. I thought it looked more white though, which I'd prefer. Our Grano looks pretty red. Kind of almost like a Sapphire type of color. Maybe slightly more reddish than that though. But still. So yeah, a little bit weird how the magazine is black on the white and the golden barrel on the red, but whatever. That's fine. So anyway, the Fusion. So we know this is going to be a Fusion Bottleman for a long time. A lot of people were saying this was going to be a 2-in-1 Fusion. I said a 3-in-1. So like a triple delusion thing where when you kind of reassemble everything into the Fusion, you'll have a third part. A lot of people said 2. I was saying 3. Maybe a couple of people said 3 as well, but still, I was saying 3. The problem with the silhouette is that based on how it looks like there should be 3, but it almost just looked like there wasn't enough width and enough to it to be 3. But it still looked a little bit too weird and, you know, still a little bit too big to just be the 2. It almost looked like maybe the middle part was like a giant piece and like you kind of amped one of them and then maybe you had one on the side or something you could kind of choose maybe. I didn't like that idea, so I was hoping it was just a 3-in-1. But again, it just, both the ideas looked weird, but we found out why that looked so weird. So, is it the 2-in-1 or the 3-in-1? Very, very happy to say it's a 3-in-1, so they did it. They made Bottleman Triple Delusion. Very, very happy that they did that. I really wanted them to do that. So how this works, and I was actually right, because I mentioned a long time ago, I think back in like August or something, or was it July? It might have been July I said this. It was July or August I said this. I think it was July, but very long time ago, and I said, I think that the grip pieces that you can see, like the really big grip pieces on the top, which are the blue grip pieces, are going to be, they looked weird. They looked like they might be pieces of a core. I was actually right on that. But they're not a normal core, like, you know, because this is what's been throwing me off. The center shooting piece that you kind of assemble from these other two is actually a vertical core. That's what's been throwing off everything because it's not the same width and it looked like too small. That's why. It's because it's not a normal core, you know. Of course it was going to throw everything off, so that's what the problem was. And then you can make Royal Griffin DX. And this thing, okay. So you kind of make the two other ones a lot smaller for this one. You kind of strip them down, very similar to Triple Delusion, how the two were, two on the sides, left Stallion and right Drake were kind of stripped down to kind of build the centerpiece. That's what happened here, so yeah, similar idea. So you kind of make a crazier centerpiece. These ones are a little bit more basic looking. And yeah, it's a vertical core. It looks really interesting. And then you got like the whole thing. You got a giant trigger pad for all three of them, which is stupid. Also, from what I could tell, the center one is a power core, I think, which would make sense as a vertical core, you know, mimicking Raid Brave DX in that regard, being a power core. So you get all three types at once, which is crazy. You get the vertical shooting power core, a long barrel control core, and then a long magazine with a speed core. There you go. And that's the thing. When you add in the attachments, this thing looks just ridiculous, but in a good way. So you have the center with like the full like head thing and like the vertical stuff. Right side you have a giant barrel sticking out. The left side you have a giant magazine sticking up. Such a cool design. I really, really like this thing a lot. They did it. They made the Triple Delusion that I wanted. Also, you can swap around some stuff if you want to. If you want to swap around the cores, you can actually do kind of a double control core thing, which is nice because that means that the cores are not restricted. So that means it utilizes normal parts, so you can mix and match cores. Meaning that you can kind of do a double control core or a double speed core, and then you can maybe have like the control custom core, for example, with the long barrel. Then you have like a double barrel thing, or you could swap out a speed core, so you could have like two long magazines or something. That could be a thing you do. It kind of has some interactions with the DX set in that way, I guess, the customized set. So yeah, very, very interesting. And I'm pretty sure this is a multi-type. Why wouldn't it be? But yeah, speed type, control type, multi-type. Okay. Very, very cool stuff, though. And yeah, I guess depending on if you have the Ayawashi DX or like the control custom Kolomaru DX, you can use the extra core and attachment to again make a double speed or double control, which is really cool. So yeah, and that's only if you want to. You don't have to do that, but like, if you just wanted to kind of utilize that idea, they did it. They made Bottleman Triple Delusion. I've been hoping for this since April, because April is when I actually looked more into Beat'em, and I got into Beat'em stuff and like looking more into it because I really like Triple Delusion a lot. And because that's kind of just my favorite Beat'em, and I don't think I'll ever get it because it's like $100+. But they made it. They made a kind of a reference version. Great. Yeah, I'm very surprised by it. I did not expect them to do this, honestly. I completely thought that they was just. I mean, like I wanted it, and I kind of hoped it was, but I didn't want to get my hopes too high. So I'm like, okay, it's probably just gonna be a double thing. I gotta calm down. But nope, it was Triple Delusion in Bottleman form the whole time, and that's perfect. I also think that works a lot better with the idea of swapping out one of the cores. Because I feel like it'd be a little bit weird if it was like a 2-in-1, like they're side by side, and you swap out one of them. It's like, okay, you just like swapped out like like half of the components. Okay. But no, because it's a kind of smaller thing, you could just swap out, a core, and it doesn't seem like as big of a deal, at least. So, yeah, they made this monstrosity of a Bottleman, and I'm very glad they did. By far the best news today. I would say, like, yeah, that was definitely the best. By far the Bottleman news kicked the shit out of the Beyblade news today. The VS set looking like an L right now, honestly, compared to this. Who cares? Like the VS set, like an upgrade Ultimate, which was like supposed to be the final Valkyrie, kind of giving a rework to that, the final Spriggan ever, those two, iconic bays, the final gear of Belial, all that stuff. Yeah, no, I don't care. We have Bottleman Triple Delusion. Beyblade can go step aside right now. We don't. Who cares? Well, I guess I do care. I mean, I'm going to do a video on that, not the Bottleman stuff, but still. I do wish I would have done Bottleman news videos. I just don't think I'm going to at this point. Maybe if there's a season 3 or whatever, or it's a third system, maybe I'll consider it for that. But at this point, I don't know if we'll even get that. I hope we do. But I do want to wait. Yeah. So that's kind of that. I do want to make the Beyblade video pretty soon. I'm going to give my voice a rest for a bit, just so I don't do what I did in the other discussion, the year 3 one, where I was like 20 minutes of weekly plays into that, and then I had to like pause like 4 times during that to like just stop and not speak for a bit. That was not fun to make. But yeah, I will do that video in a little bit. Give myself a moment here. But yeah, overall, news is pretty crazy today, the Beyblade stuff. It just sucks, because I really think that this is a pretty solid set outside of the drivers. The drivers just bring it down so much. Fusion Dash especially. But yeah, the Bottleman news. Colmar Energy DX is pretty nice, but like, no, who cares? Like, it's cool, but like, Royal Griffin DX though, that's what I've been waiting for. I'm buying 2 though, so that's by the way. I'm buying 2. I'm going to have the, kind of the bulkier 2 of them on display, and then I'm also going to, have the Fusion where they're stripped down to make the centerpiece and all combined, so that'll be fun. Very much looking forward to that. I can't wait to see how crazy this thing is. I know this might sound weird, but I kind of ended up liking building Bottleman, because at first I was like, I don't like this. I didn't even want to get them because of that. Stickers can be annoying, but I don't mind it as much anymore for Bottleman. I won't do Beyblade, but like Bottleman's fine. But I remember being like, yeah, I don't know, building them, that kind of sucks. And now it's like, man, like the other day when I got 10 Satan DX, I was like, man, it kind of sucks. I only have one thing to build today. I kind of wanted to get more, honestly. I kind of like getting the bigger waves, because I think for the most part I've gotten my Bottleman stuff in waves, because I got the first 4, then I got, the Raj Milk, Fusion Black, plus the set with both of them at once. Then, of course, like Skull Pistol, Prep, Sapphire, Samet, that whole thing. Then, like the rest of the original series, like the random collection, the double sparkling set, and then CC Leon. First wave of DX stuff, the main 3. The only time I got one, like a one-off before this was Bottle Phoenix DX, which again I remember being like, yeah, that's kind of quick. Then there was like the giant, massive August wave, plus CC Leon DX. That was like a whole day of building. That was fun. And then, just 10 Satan DX. So this time should be pretty fun, because I will have the 2 sets to build. You gotta figure out how all that stuff works. Finding out all the functions of it. Plus I'll have, Colmar Energy DX to build. Actually looking forward to that. They're fun. It's just like a chill time. I just throw on some music and chill. I kind of like that. It's just nice. Just building some stuff. So I am looking forward to that. That'll be a fun time. Hoping that comes the week after it comes out. I don't know if it will, because I think 10 Satan DX took quite a while. I'll try to get it. Hopefully it's like that week. Week of the... What was it, like the 15th, I think? Hopefully. Yeah. So Sunday's the 14th, so you have Monday the 15th. Hopefully that week. Saturday'd be the 20th. And I don't know if I'll go DHL or not. If I do, then 19th is the last day. If not, hopefully like the week like 22nd, 23rd, 24th at the worst, because after that's Thanksgiving. That's going to be an L to try and get. Um, but I guess we're already kind of getting into Thanksgiving time almost here. I mean, I know we're only like mid-October, but still, like, I mean, October's flying by. We're going to be done with October before we know it, and then it'll be time for, the VS set almost, and like the Bottleman stuff, and by the time I get everything and have it all situated, because I don't know if it'll come the week after, might already be like Thanksgiving week, and then Thanksgiving will happen, and that's going to be done. And Thanksgiving is, what did I say? 24th, I think. Thanksgiving is the 24th. 12th is Saturday, so 19th is also Saturday. 20th, yeah, 24th. That's the okay, I don't know what I said. 23rd, that Wednesday's the last day for me to get. 24th is a Thursday, Thanksgiving. Okay, so then it'd be the Thursday after would be December 1st, so we'll already be into December at that point. And by that point, well, I mean, actually even before, like next month, like 4 week, like, yeah, a month from now would be the Lucifer news, so that'll be, yeah, November, you have a lot of stuff happening. You had a pretty interesting Beyblade set, tons of hype Bottleman stuff, very excited about that. And then by that point, during the Bottleman kind of time, we should be getting, the Lucifer news, like, yeah, I guess around the time the stuff comes out, the Lucifer news comes out, and then that'll be that, and then we get the stuff, and then Thanksgiving happens, and I'm like, okay, next week it'll be like Christmas time, and yeah. Or December, yeah, Christmas time. Yeah, I think November's gonna be. And I also might buy some games like Sonic Frontiers and Pokemon. JoJo comes out. JoJo, the final batch of Part 6. So I'm gonna be watching that. November's gonna be a fun month, honestly. So November should be interesting. Keeping myself occupied for November, so it'll be fun. And I am almost done with this clip. It looks like. Let me just make sure I'm good. Sorry, my camera stops recording at 30 minutes, so I was at like 29 and a half minutes, so I had to make sure to stop. So yeah, honestly, there's a lot coming out in November. Again, you got the Beyblade, the VS set plus Lucifer news. That'll be fun. And we also might find out if Lucifer's the last Bay or not. That'd be crazy. Hope it's not, but still. Bottleman hype. Maybe we'll also see the December releases in November. That'd be cool. I want to know what that random layer, or not random layer. I always say random layer collection, just random collection. This isn't Beyblade. Plus whatever that crazy dragon thing is. Bakugan, I don't know if there's anything for Bakugan really coming up. I might actually do weekly Baku Tech reviews, though. And finish off all the re-reviews I need to do. That'd be an idea. Hoping I can get Prisma Dragonoid. That thing is hard to find. It's not that hard to find, but it's hard enough to find still, and it's like ridiculously expensive. Why? Couldn't you have just released this thing a little bit or less ridiculously? It's coming down in price a little bit, but still, it's something else. If I get Prisma, I get Prisma. If I can find anything else, that'd be nice, but I don't know how much I'm going to be doing with that for November. Again, maybe I'll try to do the Bakugan reviews weekly, hopefully. That's what, like 2? No, not 2 weeks from this Monday. Because that Monday is Halloween, I do them every Monday, so yeah. That'd be the 7th, so like the last possible day I could start them if I'm doing them weekly. Yeah, that'll be all of November, and then like maybe the first 2 Mondays of December. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then after that, we got, I guess, yeah, like games, like Sonic Frontiers comes out, Pokemon comes out. I don't know how I'll get both of them. I want to get at least one of them, though. But I don't know which one I want to pick. I want to pick Sonic, because Sonic, we haven't gotten a 3D game in like 5 years. But it's also Sonic, so I don't know if it'll be good or not. I don't want that to be the game I choose and have it suck. But Pokemon, I kind of been out of Pokemon. Like, I haven't even finished Legends Arceus yet. So I need to hurry up and finish that. So one of them I'll get for Christmas. I'll also get both. Like, if I get both, that'd be something. I don't know if I will, though, because I don't want to pay under $20 for 2 games. That's just not something I want to do right now. Because there's a lot of collectibles coming out. Want to save some money for those. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I don't know what to do with that. I still want to buy one, though. We'll see what happens. If not, I definitely will get both for Christmas. That's waiting a while, though. I want to at least have one game to play, though. That'd be nice. Maybe both. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so after that, you got anime stuff. I don't know if I probably won't buy any anime stuff. I don't think. Probably not. Unless I got like manga or something, but like maybe. We'll see. I don't know if I'll buy any stuff for anime. Anime stuff, I guess, to watch. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about any anime stuff right now. That'll be a future Weekly Blaze. I've already gone too long in this one, so I guess all I can say is I am looking forward to JoJo Part 6 Final Batch, because I have not watched either batch yet. I've been waiting for the thing to be done. So I'm actually very excited. So November, yeah, a lot of stuff in November. I don't know how many videos this will make, but yeah, let me actually figure out. How many November videos do I have? I don't think I'll have any games or anime videos. Actually, what am I talking about? I would not have a video on a game, so I don't think any anime videos either, though. Weekly Blazes should be some of those. There should also be Bottleman, definitely. Colomar Energy DX, and then the set. Beyblade, VS set, and a discussion, at least those two. Bakugan, whatever I find. It's just kind of whatever I find, but of course, if I do them, which I do want to do, the weekly videos, the Bakutech reviews, so should be a solid month. I think having that kind of consistency of those reviews, kind of getting into at least the first 2 weeks of December, which would be, the 5th and the 12th? Even if I skip out on the 19th, I don't know if I have 6 or 7 I want to do yet, I still need to figure that out, but even if I skip out on that week, it's like, alright, we're already almost to Christmas, and there's more videos coming out from Christmas. So yeah, in December should be like Lucifer, probably, I don't know if Bottleman or not, we'll see, but regardless, lots of stuff, lots of stuff, so I am looking forward to that, so gonna be a fun time. The only thing is right now, I don't know what's going to be going on for October for the rest of this month. I don't really have much else planned outside of the discussion and the ranking video. So, that's something. I need to put up some weekly blazes. I probably should make an extra video just to get out the next one, because last week's is not going out till the news video. This one's not going to come out till I get the ranking video done. And then I probably will have another one that's going to need somewhere to go. So that's fun. But yeah, that's everything, I think, for now. I think that's everything for this Weekly Blaze. I hope this one's not as long as I'm thinking it's going to be. I think it probably already is like an hour, half plus. I should probably shut up now. These have been getting out of hand. So yeah, that's all for this week. I think next week will be more chill. There's not crazy news to my knowledge. So yeah. That's all. So anyways, thanks for watching, and bye-bye.